Hi YouTube, Christine here, Skinny Brit to be. Coming to you with a week, I think it's 77. Yep, 77 post RNY gastric bypass. Had my bypass on the 18th of January 2011. Where am I at now? Well, I'm still going down. I can't say that I'm losing a pound or half a pound every week, but it's just generally going down. I think I was about 153, 154 last time I spoke to you. And now I'm sort of 152, 153. So it's very slowly creeping downwards all the time. So that makes me a loss of at least £182 since I began this journey. And as I've said before, not all of it was post-surgery. I lost quite a lot, £68 I think it was before surgery. So that's my update weight-wise. Am I happy with that? Yes, I think I should be. I think at week 77 I can't expect absolute miracles. Some weeks do well, some weeks I don't do so well. I eat pretty well most of the time. I just eat a very rounded, even diet. I don't go particularly for high protein. I try to make sure that all my levels are up on most of the food I eat. I'm not a carboholic. I do love fruit and vegetables. I eat a lot of chicken and fish. And this week I actually, excuse me, I tried Sally, cabernetqueen's lentil recipe that she put up on Facebook recently. Green lentils. And yes, they were yummy. They really were nice. The only thing I have against lentils is that they're a rather dismal, grey, muddy looking colour, etc. But if you can get past that, then they're lovely. I mean, I'm a great fan anyway of a lot of pulses and lentils and all that type of stuff anyway. So that's not a problem. But yes, they went down well, left me feeling pretty well full up. I just had them as Sally says she tends to have them with some yoghurt or Greek yoghurt. I chopped up a hard-boiled egg in them. They make a really good on-the-go meal to take with you if you're going somewhere. They don't seem to come off too badly if they get a little bit warmer, from sitting around all day. Next time I cook them though, I'm definitely going to add something a little bit more curry-fied or spicy-wise. I think I perhaps prefer them not too bland. Not need to sort of spice them up a bit. Not that I'm a strong curry fan, etc. But I do like sort of spicy in moderation. I'm not a great chili eater or anything like that. Anything that burns my mouth is not terribly acceptable. Yeah, food-wise, I just eat most things. I mean, this morning I've had my own homemade muesli for breakfast with some yoghurt. Lunch will be a salad. I think I've got some hard-boiled eggs. It'll just be a plain hard-boiled egg with mayonnaise salad. Tea will be chicken. Yes, I've got some grilled chicken I'm going to do, which I shall sprinkle some barbecue seasoning over with as big a plate of vegetables as I can fit in. Vegetables don't usually include much in the way of potato type vegetables, although having said that I don't exclude them. I have them on occasion. My pud is usually fruit of one form or another. Yesterday I had melon, apples and oranges yesterday. And I say apples because, as I say, I eat a lot of fruit. Today No, I haven't got any melon left. At least I don't think I have. So it'll probably be apples, oranges and pears mixture. And that's a typical day's food for me. As I say, I don't starve. In the evening, I sometimes will have some rice, a couple of rice cakes. Of recent days, I've been having rice cakes with no sugar peanut butter on them. I did try them with just a dash of blackberry and apple homemade jam, but in fact that took me very, very close to not actually dumping but feeling rather more queasy than I would like to. And although it really was just a smear of the jam, obviously the sugar on top of the peanuts, on top of the rice cakes, was just too much for my poor little pouch to consider. And if I'm hungry on top of that, then I will have one of my homemade lollies, which again I make with protein powder yoghurt. I think I've given the recipe out once before. I just throw into the recipe whatever I happen to have, whether it's Greek yoghurt, ordinary yoghurt, protein powder, tins of fruit in natural juices. I've used peach, I've used papaya. Papaya was a bit bland, didn't seem to add anything. The tinned oranges didn't add anything either. Afraid tinned oranges have a twang as far as I'm concerned. So yes, and that keeps the wolves at bay, or the hunger pangs at bay. I'm afraid my family problems have not eased up at all. They're still creating quite a lot of upset, etc. There is a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, but it's left me so mentally drained. I suppose I've lived a pretty quietish life, and taking on quite a lot of responsibility in recent weeks has just left me feeling blah. Yeah. Really a bit I find I can't concentrate on other things. And to tell the truth, I can't be bothered to. But it's just too much of an effort with what I'm already having to deal with and support. And but as I say, I'm living life. I'm feeling so much better. Getting about wise, and that's made such a difference. At least I can get up in the morning. I can put clothes on that I just love putting on. That's my treat. Is just looking in the wardrobe and thinking, right, that today. And taking away the, oh God, there's nothing in the wardrobe that fits or looks nice. If I don't like something now, I don't wear it and I get rid of it. There's very few clothes that I've actually bought. I am a great eBay fan. I'm sure I've mentioned it before. I'm always buying things on eBay. We have some really good charity shops near us, and they see a lot of me, etc. In fact, my husband almost, because he walks most days down into town, he's constitutional. He calls in and sort of has a look to see if there's anything that he knows will suit me, and amazingly he's really good at picking out stuff that he knows I'll like. It has to be big, bold, bright. I don't do subdued. You can see, you can always see me coming down the road. I mean, I'm sitting here now. My trousers are a gorgeous shade of coral, etc. My earrings are twinkling yellow. Probably can't see them very well, etc. But I love being able to dress up. I think that's my biggest non-scale victory, is just simply to be able to. I don't care whether I'm going out anywhere. I dress up to please myself, and it just eggs me on every day. Even as a slim 20-year-old or teenager, I always had big hips compared with most people of my weight and height, etc. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't fat, but my hips were. I'm that shape. I'm hippie. I'm not busty. I've barely got any boobs, and I'm all shoulder blades round the top, etc. Every bit of weight that I've always ever carried, until I got really big, has always been carried round my hips and the tops of my legs, etc. So to actually see that beginning to come down, and I know now that it's down within the measurements that I was, you know, when I was in my 20s. I got married for the first time when I was 21, and I've still got some of the dress patterns because I used to make an awful lot of clothes, and sadly I don't now. I've got an awful lot of material stored away in bags and boxes, etc. Some real pretty stuff. I really ought to get it out and start dressmaking again. Maybe that'll be my project for next year. But yes, I've still got some of the dress patterns, I hate to say, from the 1960s, but they're all back in fashion again now. I kept them as much as anything else because I don't always necessarily, having done dressmaking for so long, I didn't stick to the exact pattern, but it gave me the basic shape that I wanted to achieve. And if I wanted to make it the skirt slightly fuller, or the bust just an inch bigger or an inch smaller, then I got the basic pattern that I could start from. And for anybody that's into dressmaking, they'll know that if you've got a base pattern that sort of fits, then you can mess around with it virtually to your heart's content. And so that's what I used to do. Every piece of clothing I made was different. Yeah, I mean, I made my own wedding dress for my first wedding, etc. So, yeah, perhaps I ought to put it up sometime. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was only a very simple pattern. I'll see if I can find it and I'll put it up. But I enjoyed the making of it, and I know what size I was when I made it, etc. And I can remember the hip measurements and the fact that I used to have to buy a 42-inch. In those days, if you bought tights, I think, providing you were up to a 40-inch hip, you can just wear the normal tights, but you had to buy what was then classified as extra large if you were 42 or above. And because my legs were always biggish as well as my hips being about 42-inch, I always had to buy the extra large ones. I mean, things got really difficult when I got bigger and bigger and bigger, because for an awful long time you found it really difficult to get anything that was bigger than a 42-inch hip, and I mean, now I think, crikey, I'm a normal size. I mean, I'm in the 41-inch hips now, so life is somewhat different from then. Anyway, I'm rambling. Why do we ramble in front of the camera? I'm sure you're not interested in my 42-inch hips or 42-inch tights that I used to buy. Anyway, I've rambled. Anyway, I must go now. Back to my problems and everything else. Hope you're all doing well. Been watching a few YouTube videos, managed to get round to a few of those. Sorry if I'm not commenting very much, but many of you I am watching silently in the background. But good luck to you all, and anybody that's got surgery coming up or just had surgery. Best of luck, take it easy. It's a long journey. It takes time to get used to this new lifestyle. Anyway, best of luck to everybody. Love you all. Bye.